Hello. I am Clipfish, your host. Welcome to the third board, my master's chess channel. Here we will show you annotated games of great players of the past, and other chess-related content. In today's video, we will see an interesting game played between Siegbert Tarrasch and Max Weiss in 1888, Frankfurt. My master was supposed to narrate this video for you, but he was not feeling well, so he asked me to do it. The truth is that his English pronunciation is insufferable at best. Please, do not tell him I told you this. I shall ask you now. How many moves can you see ahead in a game? Can you evaluate a position correctly? The ability to evaluate positions, and the ability to see moves ahead are of course, important in every game. However, in today's video we will see a position where those abilities will be more than important, they will be crucial and decide the victory. I will tell you when we arrive at the position. Let's start the game. Tarrasch has white and plays pawn to e4. Weiss responds with pawn to e5. And after, knight to f3, knight to c6, d4. We have the Scotch game. The game continues with e takes on d4, knight takes on d4, knight to f6, knight takes on c6, b takes on c6, bishop d3, d5, knight to d2. If white takes the pawn on d5, instead of defending it with the knight, black would dominate the center, after recapturing the pawn on d5 with c6. After knight to d2, black cannot capture the pawn because d takes on e4, knight takes on e4, knight takes knight, queen to e2, f5, f3. The black knight cannot be saved, and after white takes it, black position would be worse, being difficult to defend his isolated pawns. If instead of knight to d2, white plays queen to e2, then d takes on e4, bishop takes on e4, knight takes on e4, queen takes on e4 check, queen to e7, queen takes queen check, bishop takes queen. Here, according to Siegbert Tarrasch, black position would be okay because he would have the bishop pair. The game continues with bishop to c5, h3. This pawn move is unnecessary, and only offers a target for black to attack in the future. Back to the game. Castles. Castles. Rook to e8. Reinforces the attack on the central pawn, and occupies the half-open file. Queen to f3. Rook to b8. Controls the open file. E takes on d5. White gives up keeping the center, and decides to develop his pieces. Black will get a strong center, and his pieces are already well coordinated. The game continues with c takes on d5. Knight to b3. Attacking the bishop. Bishop to d6. Retreating the bishop. If black retreats his bishop to b6, white would play bishop to g5, pinning the f6 knight and threatening to damage the pawn structure of the black king side. However, because black retreated the bishop to d6, now, if white plays bishop to g5, black would move his bishop to e5, defending the knight, and later expel the white bishop with pawn to h6. White plays bishop to e3, developing the bishop and threatening the a7 pawn. a6. Bishop to d4. Knight to e4. c4. Queen to h4. Max Weiss positions his pieces aggressively towards the white king. Black now threatens to move the knight to g5, forcing the white queen to retreat to d1, and after that, to sacrifice his knight on h3. Tarrasch plays bishop to e3, defending the g5 square. Black plays knight to f6, threatening to capture a piece with a fork by d takes on c4. There is also a mate threat with bishop to g4, h takes on g4, and queen to h2 mate. But white can defend both threats easily, so it would be better for black to play pawn to c6, defending the d4 pawn. White plays rook from f to c1, opening space for the king to escape, and defending the c4 pawn. The game continues with bishop to e5, c takes d5, rook to b4. If instead of rook to b4, black plays bishop to b7, white would move his rook to c4, attacking the queen, and the position would be good for white. White now plays rook to c2. This white rook move allows black to execute an interesting combination. Black can sacrifice a piece, expel the white king from behind his pawns, and recuperate material by taking one of white's rooks. There is not material gain, but the position changes drastically. So, now I shall ask you. Can you see the combination? What can black do? The combination itself is not much difficult for an intermediate player, but may be difficult for a beginner one. If you wish, study the position and try to find the combination. It has 5 moves. If you want notifications of more content like this, please consider subscribing to this channel. I shall continue this game on part 2 of this video. Thank you, and see you again.